Good morning, Year 2, and welcome to today's spelling session. Now, this morning we're going to be looking at contractions and apostrophes. Now, I know that you've all been doing this with Mr. Pickering in English this week with your Diary of a Killer Cat work, so you should be really good at it. So let's use this video as consolidation of your learning and test yourself with the task I leave you to do at the end. So, contractions. Sometimes we squash two words together to make one word. Here's an example on the board now. I am going on holiday becomes I'm going on holiday. The words I and am have been squashed together, and the A in am has been squeezed out, and an apostrophe has been put in its place. Now, this here is the apostrophe, and it's a little bit like a comma, but instead of being on the line like a comma, it sort of floats up a little bit in the air. It's a tiny little swoosh, I like to call it, tiny little swoosh. Not a really big arrow, just a tiny little swoosh. And it takes the place in I'm of the letter A in the word am. Okay, here is another example. I will see you later. Now, sometimes an apostrophe will take the place of two letters. I'll see you later. Now, pause the video now and see if you can work out which two words have been squashed together and which two letters have been squeezed out. Okay, welcome back. So hopefully you will have noticed that I and will have been squashed together to make the word I'll, and the letters that have been squeezed out are the W and the I in will. Okay, when an apostrophe takes the place of these letters and the two words become one word, it's called a contraction. Now, I think you all know that already because of all that hard work you've been doing in English this week, all about Tuffy, the killer cat. So, what I'd like you to do now is to have a look at this piece of work for me. As you can see, we've got two columns in the table. Now, the first column has a sentence in it. And look there, we've got a contraction. And the second column shows the two words before they are squeezed together to make the contraction. So the first one has been done for you. It says, Mum said you're coming too. Now, the two words that have been squeezed together to make the contraction are you and are. And those two words are written here on this side of the table. So the next sentence says, I think he's a bit late. So the job for you to do is to pick out the two words that have been squeezed together to make the contraction and to write them in this table here. You will need to do the same for each one of these sentences underneath. Pause the video now and have a go for me. Okay, when you've completed that table, either in your book or on the screen, make sure you take a photo of it and send it to me on the dojo. Now, your last task for today is to think of two contractions and include them in a sentence. So I have written out on my whiteboard here a few examples of two words that can be squeezed together to make a contraction with an apostrophe. So we've got I am, we are, they are, I have, they will, do not, will not, and have not. So it's up to you. You can choose any two of those. In fact, you might even be that good at contractions that you can think of your own two words that you can squeeze together and use an apostrophe to make a contraction. But I would like 2 sentences off everybody just underneath your table in your book if you can, and send it to me on the dojo just to check that you know how to work contractions. Now listen, in your sentences, I want to make sure that everybody is using their Super 6. So let's just remind ourselves we need capital letters, we need finger spaces, full stops, we need our tall letters tall, we need our descenders, body on the line, tail underneath, and just read back your work and check it all makes sense for me. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll look forward to receiving all of your work shortly. Bye.